Welcome everybody to the last game of our season. We are in Iron Sack. It's the Thunder Nuts Stadium. And we are going to be seeing the Thunder Nuts versus the Sewer Water Sallies. These are the Dwarves, the Thunder Nuts, coached by Vince Bombardi. They seem to have some of the best names and, of course, the best alcohol. I, of course, have my vodka here with some Mountain Dew. I was so stunned by these amazing beards, by these epic beards, that I couldn't think of my drink's name. All right, gonna take a drink with them. And here's the Sewer Water Sallies, and they have their big guy back. His name is escaping me at the moment, but you can see there are a lot of flies there. I wonder if the flies have to count towards their team total. Anyway, they've had a lot of injuries, but I think their team is mostly back. They actually won their last game by a large margin with the fewest number of players. It was really weird, but see how they can do against the Dwarves. This is actually the slowest team versus the fastest team. That should be, slowest and strongest team versus the fastest and weakest team. So that should be quite interesting. It looks like the Sewer Water Sallies are going to get the ball first, and so the Thunder Nuts are setting up. Set up the view. There we go. Oh, wow. Okay, the Thunder Nuts got set up very quickly. They're just in a straight line right there. The Sewer Water Sallies, meanwhile, are doing a little bit more delicate maneuvering here. Looks like, well, they only have one passer at this point, and he's in the back. It's Spot who's in the back. Oh, and there goes the Dwarf kicking off. It is a high kick. The ball is kicked very high. Lower playing the move to the perfect position. So Spot is going to get... Wait. Oh, that's weird. They didn't have Spot there. They had linemen. Well, anyway. All right, Spot moves up there, gets into place, and he's going to be over on the left side. And then there we go. He's going to build his little box around him over there. And so something like this, they are very much projecting to the other team that they're going to be going to the left. However, they are decent passers, and you do have a gutter runner over here, so it may go over to that side, and they're going to do their blitz action right into the Dwarf right up here. And yeah, some of the Skaven usually don't go one-on-one with Dwarves, but they do have one tough guy, but he's tough but not agile. He's going to try to run past one of the Dwarves and not make it. And so with only a partial box created and none of the gutter runners out there, the Skaven are going to have to give up the rest of their first turn. This does not bode well for them. The Dwarves are going to knock into them and push one of them back. They're not going to follow. That's interesting, actually. They're going to kind of keep their line. I guess a Dwarven line is very effective. And, oh, they're going to knock out Nibbler already. Nibbler is down. This is probably going to be what we see a lot of in this particular game. And here comes more of the Dwarves. They're going to... Okay, so they are going to move forward. Their wall is set up basically along there. Okay, and here's one. They see a weakness in the back of the box. Dipez Poopsie is going to get in behind, followed up by Hingle McCringleberry. And now you're getting a blitz by Murgatroyd Skittle. Oh, who gets knocked down and by... Murgatroyd Skittle is dead! No, Murgatroyd Skittle no longer, although I think... yeah, okay, they did use their apothecary on him, so Murgatroyd Skittle, his life has been saved by the apothecary. So we will see him more, but now... The Sewer Water Sallies have a little bit of a thing to deal with here. Queez is going to come back here. He's going to knock this Troll Slayer back. I love the Dwarves in slow motion. Alright, so that has cleared the way now for... oh, no, he's going to go ahead and move forward and get back to his line. Spot is going to move over to his side. To the side there. He's going to hand off the ball to Beethoven. And Beethoven is going to run for it. He's going to go by. He's going to get past the Dwarves. And this is the deal with the Dwarves, is now he's so far down the field, he's going to go for it just a little bit and a little bit more. He is now out of reach of the Dwarves. The Dwarves cannot reach him. And just for safekeeping, they are going to put Riddler up there as a blocker. They have now basically made what's going to amount to a touchdown. They're just going to back it up by knocking them. They might not want to back those Dwarves up too much because they might actually put them into range of the runner. So they're going to go up there instead and start covering them. Wow! That is a turnaround. That is the thing about Skaven. It can look like they're getting beaten up and there's no hope for them. And then all of a sudden they get that epic play. And now they're going to... That is why they call them Thunder Nuts. They're going to thunder right into the nuts of Snowball. So Snowball is on the ground. And one of the Dwarves comes up trying to take Grunky Peep. Is going to come up here and try to at least get the blocker. They cannot reach the runner, so at least they can pressure him and make him make a touchdown sooner rather than later so that they have time to score themselves. Oh, and they're going to run in there. Oh, and they're going to get themselves knocked down. So it comes to the Skaven, and it's time for them to score. They're going to have their first score on this in this game. Here he goes. There's a good touchdown. Oh, wait. Now he's running over to the side. He's not. He's going to go for it into the... Oh, man, that was a risky move. Does he actually... Oh, for a second I thought it was him. I was like, wait, what happened? How did he get over there? Snowball got knocked down, but he stood up and tried to do something. So it goes back to the Thunder Nuts. I guess he's still... Beethoven is still out of range of everybody. So the Dwarves can't quite get to him. But I guess he's maybe wasting time, so the Dwarves can't... So the Dwarves, instead, are knocking out of the blocker out of the way, and now he's clear to go and get the runner. But they're first going to, get behind this guy here. And now one of the other Dwarves is going to go and block... they aren't going after the runner. The runner's up there. It seems either they've forgotten where the runner is, or they're just going to start knocking around some of the Skaven. They've seen how easily they can be injured, and so they're just like, well, you know what? If we can't get the ball, we're going to get you. So they're just knocking them around. Wow, they're going to knock down Salacious. Big punch right in the nose. They're just like, well, we can't catch up with the ball. We can catch you. So they're going to blitz down here. Yeah, even the ones who are closer to the runner, they're not even going to put pressure on them. They are just going to go around beating them up. That is the Dwarven way, I suppose. It's just a slaughter here. Wow, this is... I've not seen a game like this. This is no longer about the ball. It is just about beating up rats at this point. So the rats are going to get up. The rat ogre is going to go over here and knock down one. Yeah, there we go. Oh, along with the little mouse. I like the little mouse on the top there with the flag. And he's going to knock down one of those dwarves who's flat on his face. Check that out. He's full eagle, spread eagle there. It's always a fun look. All right, and this, these rats are going to beat up on this dwarf. So it's basically a big melee over here. Again, they've forgotten about... Oh, I never noticed that the dwarves have spikes on their shoes. Anyway, it's like a bar brawl. And the dwarves brought all the booze. And the rats are like, give us your booze! Okay, goes back now to Thunder Nuts. Are they going to go after the ball, or are they going to just keep on fighting this bar brawl? They're going to just keep on fighting in the bar brawl, although that could be just them getting this guy out of the way. Oh, no, he's not going to follow him up. Now this one's free. Is he going to... All right, he's knocking him down. There we go. There's one coming at least towards the ball. And we're just going to keep on knocking... Oh! Block both ways. It's a stalemate. Yeah, even he was the closest now to the ball, but he's like, nope, I'm going after this giant rat ogre guy. And now he's going to blitz the rat ogre and his mouse friend, too. Oh, knock him down. Oh, knock him on his face. Snowball is stunned. Now that's a lot of dwarves that are available. Okay, here we go. Now the Skaven are actually... This Salacious is going to go to cover his friend, or at least to get away from all those dwarves that are beating them up. And the brawl continues as they knock back one of the dwarves. Bam! And here comes another one going up the field to try to, again, block for his buddy, say, hey, you're not going to come anywhere near, but it looks like the dwarves couldn't care less about that at this point. They've accepted that the Skaven are going to score, and they're not going to even try to get... At this point, even if the dwarves got the ball this half, they probably could not score. So they're instead just going to... Oh, no, here, finally, they're going to actually try to go up the field, or maybe they're just going to beat up these rats. Oh, here we go! Ouch! There is some fouling going on, and the ref didn't even see it. Snowball is injured and taken out. Actually, that was probably the smartest move they could do. Take him out of the game. Yeah, and the ref did not see it. Take him out of the game so he won't be useful next time. So even though the Skaven will have a point, the Thunder Nuts may be able to get the ball and score during the next one, making either a tie or possibly even win if they can make it a couple of times. Problem for the Dwarves is they are just so slow. Okay, they're now putting pressure on all of the blockers there, and one of them is actually getting through, so the Skaven may want to consider getting out. Oh, does he have enough for... Oh, no, he's got enough to blitz this one. Salacious. And it's lucky. You know, actually, the Skaven are very lucky they haven't taken more injuries, to be honest with you, because those Dwarves have just chosen to basically hold them hostage. I kind of like the way the Dwarf strategy was, we're just going to beat up all of your players until you score. And so finally, the Skaven grudgingly go in. Beethoven goes in and gets that score. It's starting to look like he is going to... he's going to be a maestro with those points. And, yeah, I'm getting distracted yet again. Hold on, folks. I'll be right with you. Alright. Did I say I have a thing about redheads? Alright. So back to this game. Dead and injured. I saw dead. I'm like, what? Alright, knocked out. Okay, so the Skaven are going to get one of their players back, but not their big guy. So they're not going to have their Rat Ogre for their defense, which they kind of needed. That actually might turn out to be a mistake on the part of the Sewer Water Sallies to take so much time, because that was essentially the strategy of the Dwarves, was to hold the rest of the players ransom and say, you better score or we're going to injure your players. And sure enough, they injured their most important one, the Rat Ogre. And the Skaven are playing a far defense, or a far out, what's it called, zone defense, because there are 3 turns. The Dwarves could technically get there, get to the end zone, especially if it's a kick like that, where it's, yeah, decent for them to go and get it and move forward. But if the Skaven can hold back far enough and make the Dwarves, you know, just slow down the Dwarves enough, they really won't be able to score this round, and they're just going to only have their half to do something. And wow, okay, well, they're going to take down their initial line there. For the Skaven, it seems that their front line is just their sacrifices. So it's kind of like, all right, who are we sacrificing today? And Penguin is sacrificed. All right, and now come the Dwarves. Oh, he's going for it. He is going to really try to make this end zone. It is, what's it? Murgatroyd Skittle, who's back from being injured. Oh, he was the one who could have been dead. He was been brought back from the dead by his apothecary. Lucky for them they had it. He's a valuable player. Runners are very valuable amongst Dwarves because there aren't too many runners there. Marmaduke Shazbot is going to get over there to defend him, and so is Secretariat Jefferspin. Wow, they are really chancing their going for it rolls. Man, they're just like, okay, our players are too slow, so we are definitely going to go for it all along the line. They want to try to score this round. They do not want to just write this half off. All right, the Skaven are creating their wall once again. This time it's a little heavier than usual. It's not their usual sort of zone with a space in between. Oh, it looks like they're kind of creating a checkerboard setup there. So there's one line that'll get hit, and then the next line will still be there. That's kind of the way that defense kind of works is, I mean, if you have it all along the line, the opposing player can go up and then cover all of them, and then next turn knock into them, and you have to pull back. And when it's a checkerboard formation like this, all they can do is go up and cover the first row, and the next turn they can knock through that, but then there's another row there, and it just sort of can slow down the opponent even more. You're not going to do a lot offensively, but defensively you can really slow them down. And here come the Dwarves, and this is where you're going to see how the checkerboard works. In a blitz, they can take out one of these, and then they're going to have to wait for one more turn to take out this row with regular hits, and then the following turn they can move forward and start taking them. And one of the Dwarves moved forward. Secretariat Jefferspin moves up, but gets knocked down by, which one was that? Was that Beethoven, or was that by Beethoven? Beethoven has really been the Skaven best player there. All right. And here comes Stitch from behind, and he's going to knock the ball out of his hands. Will the Skaven be able to score again this round? he's the blitz action has gotten him into place, and now they're going to move some more in there. You do have a whole lot of dwarves there, including Hinglebitch McCringleberry. But Salacious has gotten it, and he is running. Oh, but he does not have enough. It is the last turn. He's not going to be able to make it. If they had one more turn, you would have another score by the Skaven. But the Skaven are now going up and covering the dwarves. They're folding in their checkerboard formation to stop the Thunder Nuts from going back after it. Although the Thunder Nuts, something tells me they're not going to go after the ball. They're going to go a rat hunting. And here they come, rat hunting. They're going to try to be as much exterminators as the undead. I like the way they run sometimes. They look like that little girl from that video where the guy was trying to talk on NPR or whatever on some news station, and his little girl came walking into the room, knocking him in the face. So I should explain actually where these names come from on these teams. The Thunder Nuts named his players after a sketch that was on. I can't think of the name of the show. I'm gonna have to think about that. It's a sketch comedy show, and they had a bit on football player names. The Skaven Sewer Water Sallies are named after rats that the player used to own. So they had all these different rats, or all these different names were names of rats. They had Spot, Beethoven, all of those. So if they seem a little odd, that's why. Alright, so now they're going in for the half. We're going to get the cheerleaders out there. It is halftime. The Thunder Nuts, 0. Sewer Water Sallies, 1. The Rat Ogre will not be coming in for the next half. And the player's going to come back out again. That was, wow, that was a real exciting halftime show. I especially liked the wardrobe malfunction. So now the Skaven are going to have to do this with none of their real strong players. So they're going to have to go for this zone defense and hope they can slow the dwarves down. And it is easy to slow the dwarves down, so that's probably the best thing they can do. The dwarves, their actual strength number is not that high, but they get a special ability where they're just about all block, which gives them a certain ability. It makes it harder for them to be knocked over, or to be knocked over even when they're hitting. It is a riot. They're going to lose a turn, which is really going to work against the dwarves here, because they already have difficulty, getting down get down the field in time. And after losing a turn, although it doesn't look like that. Oh yeah, after losing the turn, that's going to really hurt them. So they are going to lose no time here. They're going to take down the Penguin, take down Stitch, and take down the Riddler. Well, actually, they didn't take down Stitch, but looks like they're going to take down the Riddler here. Boom! Alright. And Sure Hands has the ball. No, that's his ability. His name is Hingle McCringleberry. It is a good thing he wasn't killed. They are going to need this guy. Or no, Murgatroyd Skittle was the one who was taken down. But Hingle McCringleberry now has the ball, and we have the blitz coming in at Beethoven. And now it looks like the dwarves are shifting. Oh, they were going to shift all the way to the left, but he was trying to go for it. Problem is, dwarves do not move fast, and this player wants to push their limit because he does not like the fact that they are so slow. Alright, so now the Skaven are shifting over to their right. And it looks like they're going to try to create a checkerboard formation again. This is kind of what they need, because again, they try to take on the dwarves. I mean, while they're not completely weak, at the same time, Skaven versus Dwarf one-on-one will not work. And even as they try to pull away, they are knocked down. But he still creates a barrier, and they have a pretty good solid wall there. So we'll see how that stands up against the dwarves here. Key and Peele. That's the name of the sketch comedy show that the dwarves are named after. Key and Peele did a bit on football player names, and these were the names they had: A. Ron Balake, Depez Poopsie, Murgatroyd Skittle. And going in for the blitz is Grunky Peep, taking on Stitch. Boom! Say hello to your little girlfriend. And there goes Hingle McCringleberry into the pocket. Into the box, into the pocket, I call it both. They can't do anything about Penguin being right there, but they can support him by... Oh, and there, they can do something about Penguin being right there. Use their mug to knock him out. Nyquilus Dilwad is sent off. So the dwarves have lost the player, and he didn't injure him. So that actually was useless. That actually will work in favor of the Skavens. So this might actually work. Now you notice that, I mean, that is a thick wall of dwarves. Just physically you can see it with the bodies there. I mean, I would not want to be trying to get through that wall. So, and neither do the Skaven, it looks like. It looks like they are once again creating their own wall to try to slow them down rather than take them on. But they are going to bring up the Riddler and... Okay, here we go, and there's another one, Nibbler, coming back. And Penguin... I'm surprised Penguin didn't do a blitz right there. I guess it would be difficult moving there, but... Anyway, now he's going... Oh, actually, he is covering the runner there, so... And he got knocked back, and here comes one up to Riddler. He's going to be knocked around. Ow! That's one of the problems when you get into a whole group of dwarves there. You're going to get knocked around a bit. Well, they have knocked down the Skaven that were harassing their flanks. But now can they get the ball down the field? Well, it looks like they're going to create an opening here. Knock down one. There's the advantage the dwarves have. The block. You notice that roll. They got anybody else. The dwarf would have gone down as well. But not the dwarves because they have blocking. So that makes them a little bit tougher than everybody else. Or at least tougher in terms of not going down. They're not stronger, but they don't go down as easily. Alright, so turn 12, going to the Sewer Water Sallies. There are only a few turns left. It's, you know, the Sewer Water Sallies, they are not trying to take on the dwarves directly, but they are trying to, with their walls, trying to slow them, and that slowing is being kind of effective here because they only have a few turns left and the dwarves are not very fast. Will they be able to continue to slow them down? Here's another one of their walls they're creating. Oh no, here, what's his name? Salacious is coming in for the... Oh, he's coming in for the kill, but now as one of the others tried to get away... Oh, it is a rerun. There we go. So the Nibbler has gotten away. He had to in order to continue to build this wall. Oh, and here goes... Oh. Well, that was actually a fairly good move. What's his Penguin went in? It was a 2-dice roll against him, but he managed to push him back. Didn't do a lot, but now he is covering him. Oh, Spot has been injured. Ouch, and that is really bad because that is their passer. No long-term effect, but he is out of this game. Well, unless the Sewer Water Sallies were going to have the ball again, Spot wasn't necessarily needed. However, they need every player they can get to create these walls and slow these dwarves down. And, oh, they are going to knock Penguin out of there. The Penguin is no longer covering the runner, but Salacious is. No. And Logan is going to be knocked down and knocked out. That dwarf doesn't seem like he knew where he was going. And some more Skaven hate and some more rat hate. Oh, and there's some bad luck, although they have a reroll. Alright. They're going to try to knock Salacious out of there. Oh, with Frenzy. And yeah, at first it wouldn't have been enough for one, but because you have the Troll Slayer there, he was able to knock him away from the runner. The runner now has an opening, but he does not have an opening towards the football field. You can see how the zone defense is working in the Skaven's favor. Now, Murgatroyd Skittle is going to go up. Oh, here we go. He's going to assist in an attack on Nibbler. That will create a gap. Nibbler is down. Isn't enough of a gap for the Dwarves to get through. He is running. He's going to get over there on the left. No, he's not going to go all the way. He's going to go enough so that he continues to have blocks around him. And so the Skaven continue to try to build their zone defense wall here. To get around there, he's giving a lot of space here, but they are close to the end. Oh, here we go. He just got out of the way. I see. And now you have an assist along with a tackle coming in from Nibbler. Can Nibbler do it? Nibbler cannot do it. In fact, he gets knocked down by the ball carrier, who now has an opening to get in. There is actually enough space there, although he is being covered by a player. He's being covered by Sneer the Lethal. Oh, and here we go. One of the Dwarves going after Sneer the Lethal. This is JR Jr. Went in and is punching Sneer the Lethal. He has killed Sneer the Lethal. Now, Sneer the Lethal, I think, was a... oh, you know what, though? Sneer the Lethal was a mercenary that was brought in. The player... Oh, and now he's been saved by the Apothecary. The Apothecary didn't need to save him because he is a mercenary player, but I guess he's being kind. He's out for the game, however. Now the Dwarves look like they are getting themselves... Oh, and the player goes in! And it is a touchdown! Hingle McCringleberry in for the touchdown. He is going to take a celebratory drink, as I am. That was some good running on the part of the Dwarves. Now the cheerleaders are wearing blue to reflect our blue balls here. And one Dwarf player stays out because he injured somebody, and a couple... So you still have 4 Skaven out of this. So they're being whittled down, as Skaven often are. So how many do we even have at the end of this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Skaven versus... Is that full Dwarves? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Dwarves versus... So is it? Did I say 7, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, 7 Skaven. Skaven are going to get it, and they're putting very few on the line there at the front. And trying... Oh, they're going to put their runners there at the back. See if they can get somebody to slip through very quickly. They only have 3 turns to score. Not a lot, but maybe they can get it to one of their gutter runners. Oh, not like that. It is pouring rain. So it's going to be harder to pick up, harder to throw. Sewer Water Sallies do not have much of a chance. Although, living in the sewer, you'd think they'd be good at this. Nope. They didn't train enough with picking up the ball in the rain. So, slipped right through their fingers. Comes to the Dwarves. Let's see what they can do. Can they get to the ball fast enough? Well, they can certainly punch, and they have proven that. And that opens up space for some of the Dwarves to go running through. What does the rain falling on them look like, I wonder? What does it look like when when one of them gets knocked in the face? Raindrops keep falling on my fists. Boom! Penguin is stunned. And here comes the blitz. And there again, that die roll, that normally would knock somebody else out, but not a Dwarf. But slipping on the field will certainly not, especially because when it's raining, the grass is wet. So slippery when wet. Beware, Dwarves. They're going to try to get to that ball and make it in. Well, they'd have to make it next turn, but they might just have the distance. And here comes. Oh wow, they're just coming around. So they're getting one space short of it. They're going to get all around that ball, so It's going to be harder for the Skaven. Oh, he was going for the ball, but slipped on his back. There's a dwarf slipping on his ass. JR Juniors is KO'd. Alright, well, one more dwarf down. Turnover, can the Skaven turn it around? There, you got a blitz coming? Uh-oh! Wow! No, they cannot. Stitch is stunned. There is the luck of... That's like the luck that the Skaven were having on their first game. Just, you know, the one thing that wouldn't work in their favor, and he's down. Skaven probably should have just picked up that ball and tried to go for it with their gutter runners, but now you're going to see the Dwarves go up and pick it up. And now they're just they're knocking them around over there. They're still in that mode of just kill whatever rats you see. And here comes a blitz. Take down Beethoven. Is this guy going to get the ball? Nope. He's still going to leave it for someone else. Do they have one of their... here's their runner coming for it. And he gets it. Who is it? Murgatroyd Skittle, the one who is supposed to be dead this game. But he is... The rumors of his death are highly exaggerated. It goes to turn 16. Oh, actually, wait. Is this Sewer Water Sallies? Oh, that was their turn. Oh, that was... They were one space. He could have gotten it, thrown it to his teammate. But his teammate came one short, so the Dwarves came one space away from scoring a second time and winning. They literally came one space away, although they still would have had to have passed it in the rain, which would have been difficult. But it ends up as a tie. Thunder Nuts 1, Sewer Water Sallies 1. Neither one had a death. They had a death, but their what's his name? The apothecary came in and saved their lives. So let's take a look here. These are the statistics. I think that went basically exactly the way those two teams are designed, because Dwarves were slow and were like a steamroller, just knocking into people slowly but surely, making their way down the line, knocking those Skaven down as they went. Skaven, meanwhile, were fast and agile, and they got knocked down, but they had their one play. They only needed the two players, the one to get it and pass it to the other player, who then ran it for the touchdown. So this game went exactly the way those were supposed to, and we wind up with the end of our of our season. So we're going to take a look at... Oh, here we go. I'm looking first at the MVPs. So that is it for this particular season. We're going to go off to... Let's take a look at the Team League and Management. The Badasses of Blood Bowl. So, we are at the end of the schedule. Actually, you know what? I'll be editing this, so just cut to this. So this was the end of the season. We have had Thunder Nuts versus Sewer Water Sallies was the last game. So let's take a look at the board of them. Oh, let's see. Wait a second. The leaderboard. The Nurgle's Leftovers with two wins. You know what? I'm going to do that again. So that brings us to the end of this particular competition. It's the Badasses of Blood Bowl League, the Come and Get It tournament. And it was a round robin. Our teams were the Sewer Water Sallies, Seattle Slithers, Nurgle's Leftovers, and the Thunder Nuts. This was our the last round of it. Both of them were ties, interestingly enough, in our third round. And the leaderboard comes down to this. In first place, the Undead, Nurgle's Leftovers. Coach was Dust Off, and he had two wins, one defeat, and one. What is D? Would be draw. That's right. I was thinking it's tie, but no, draw. So 2 wins, 1 draw, and 0 losses. That's the first place. Second place is Skaven Sewer Water Sallies, run by Beer Belly, and he had 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So 1-1-1 straight across the board. Lizardmen Seattle Slither, came in third, run by Junior 4888, and he had 0 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. The Dwarf Thunder Nuts was run by Vince Bombardi and had 0 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss, which actually is surprising to me. I'm surprised that the Thunder Nuts actually came in last, because I thought they did fairly well, especially in that last game. But I guess with no wins, also they did have one game that they couldn't make it to. So I guess because they're too slow, they couldn't quite make it to the field. Actually, as I described in the video, the player had to go. It was an emergency, and so they had to concede defeat for that one. You know what? I'm going to do this one more time. So that brings us to the end of this competition. It's the Come and Get It competition from the Badasses of Blood Bowl. That's the name of the league. And so we had these teams: the Sewer Water Sallies, the Seattle Slither, Durgle's Leftovers, and the Thunder Nuts. This was the last of our round robin. Both games in that third round wound up being ties, interestingly enough, and both of them were ties as 1-1. It was first one was Seattle Slither versus the Thunder Nuts, was a tie 1-1. You know what? I'm going to do that one more time. So that brings us to the end of the competition. It was the Come and Get It competition in the league called Badasses of Blood Bowl. It's the first competition that we've done. These were fresh new teams, and we did it as a round robin. It was the Sewer Water Sallies, the Seattle Slither, Nurgle's Leftovers, and the Thunder Nuts. These were the days. On the first day, we had the Seattle Slither versus the Thunder Nuts, which was a tie 1-1. We also had Nurgle's Leftovers versus Sewer Water Sallies, which was a Nurgle's Leftover victory, 1-0. On day 2, you had the Thunder Nuts versus Nurgle's Leftovers, and unfortunately, the Thunder Nuts had to concede defeat because there was an emergency. We were saying that the Dwarves just didn't make it to the field, but in truth, the player had an emergency he had to take care of. So, unfortunately, that one wound up being a concession to Nurgle's Leftovers. The other game was Seattle Slithers with 0 versus Sewer Water Sallies, which was 3. That one was just terrible luck for Seattle Slither. It was the gods of luck being against them. And finally, on the last day, which we just saw, Thunder Nuts 1 versus Sewer Water Sallies 1, and Nurgle's Leftovers 1 versus Seattle Slither 1, which was interesting. Both of them were ties and the exact same amount of points. So that leaves us with, in first place, Nurgle's Leftovers, the Undead. Coach was Dust Off. His team value was 990. He had 2 wins, 1 draw, and 0 losses. Second place, he had the Skaven Sewer Water Sallies, run by Beer Belly. His team value had been 1,020, and he had 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Oh, that's funny. 1-1-1, 1 of each. Lizardman, the Seattle Slither, came in third. Junior 4888 was the coach. Team value was 960, wins 0, draw 2, and losses 1. And in fourth place, the Dwarves, Thunder Nut. The Thunder Nuts team, run by Vince Bombardi, with actually had the highest team value. That's interesting that he came in last, especially because of the fact that I thought he did really well. He had 0 wins, which is probably the reason why. 2 draws and 1 loss. Although what's interesting is it's the same as Seattle Slither, and with the horrible luck Seattle Slither had, I would think that they would come that they would be the ones who came in last instead of the Thunder Nuts. But I guess it's probably because of that one game that the Thunder Nuts had to do a draw, or had to concede. So that'll be it. That'll be it for this season. We'll come back with another competition. We really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching, and be sure to subscribe. Actually, here, let's close this competition and see where it leads us. Are you sure you want to confirm the round? Yes. And there is no little. I was hoping for some little ceremony, but apparently there isn't any. Well, that'll do it for us here. Those are your rankings. We'll come back with another season sometime soon. In the meantime, thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and happy gaming, everybody.